nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there anyone within the congregation or the crowd that would like to offer an invocation at this point?
If no one would, I'd be willing to, Mayor. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you lay your blessings upon us as citizens of the city and as council members and mayor of this great city, Lord. We ask that you give us guidance, that you lay your blessings upon all of us to rectify the problems that exist. I know through you, Lord, all things are possible. I ask that you watch over us, watch over our family members and those that we have concern and worries about, Lord, and that you'll continue to bless us and watch over us and lead us in the direction that would be your will. In your name we give you praise and thanks. Amen.
Thank you. First on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
There's a motion to adopt the agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
It's been seconded. Roll call vote.
Eddie Coates.
Yes.
Don Fleming.
Yes.
Marlene Blackburn.
Yes.
Rob Thomas.
Yes.
Passes 4-0, sir.
The agenda is adopted, and the first item is closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
The motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Eddie Coates.
Yes.
Don Fleming.
Yes.
Marlene Blackburn.
Yes.
Rob Thomas.
Yes.
7:03, you're closed session.
Thank you. We're now in closed session.
We don't anticipate it to.
Tonight, you could have been anywhere in the world, but instead, you're here tonight with us. Welcome. And
Thank you.
we will continue on with new business, the first being maintenance. We have our brave and courageous supervisor here. Who would like to come talk to us about the maintenance shed that we are working on recovering. This maintenance shed, so that many of you know, there was an insurance claim put on it. We talked about the check that we received last time with some improvements on this.
Is this on Ellen? Maintenance shed on Ellen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I couldn't quite hear it. Yes, it's on Elm.
Elm, not Elm.
Elm, it's on Elm.
Elm, sorry.
There's some improvements to be made, but with some improvements, we could actually reclaim this building and use it.
I've got him. I do have.
No, I'm looking at Josh to see.
Oh, sorry, I was in a conversation about keys.
Okay,
Thanks, Garrett, get me in trouble again.
all right.
I'm here for you.
Thank you.
And
Basically, we're homeless right now. The maintenance department's homeless. We've got, I gotta stand up there.
Yes.
That's what
Introduce yourself.
what happens when you get in trouble.
If the electric goes out, you can turn that thing on your head on.
Gotta have it on. Basically, the maintenance department's homeless. We're gonna be kicked to the curb in October, and we've got a lot of stuff to store and nowhere to store it at. So, I guess we're just, just begging right now for a place to live. We got to shoot the parking lot down 12 inches in grade just to keep the building from flooding. We're gonna drain tile, perimeter drain tile. It'll be 8-inch double stack. We'll do 8-inch around the building. I don't have the plans.
that's okay. Now, is this something that maintenance can do?
I am hoping that we can grade the parking lot. It is pretty tough. It's been packed in for years, so it's going to be slow grading for us. We gave it a test run yesterday, and we got about 3 inches in about 4 hours.
So possible but slow?
Possible, but it's going to be slow.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, would it be helpful if we could ask Pulaski County for assistance with their road graders?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's that?
Dynamite
gotta-
would probably work too.
Why are you going to be homeless?
City
We didn't leave you
Hall,
enough room?
City Hall courts and everything's moving in there.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
So
I did not know that.
down there at this building, is it possible that the building could be added onto to increase the size, like the
Yeah.
bay size?
Yeah. I think we measured 30 by 40 on the front two bays. We can reclaim garage doors.
Okay, so those 4 garage doors that are
We
coming
can
off the other
reclaim and
building, you can
reuse
use
them.
those, okay?
Right.
Not to interrupt you, but also the old ambulance shed? Could you use materials from
We
that?
can use some of the materials from that, yes.
Let me ask you, why can't we store some of the equipment in the old ambulance shed?
Very inconvenient because of all
Well,
the-
inconvenient.
No, let
possible.
me finish. Impossible, because the big garage door does not open. And you can't fit a backhoe that's 13 foot
No.
high into an 8-foot door.
How many riding lawnmowers do we have?
We can't store them there,
Why?
because the building floods,
It also doesn't secure.
and it doesn't secure.
So let me ask this, is the ambulance shed something that could be moved?
It
Could
probably
it be disassembled and reassembled down at the?
Right, we could use part of it. I mean, we ain't got a big enough lot to reassemble a full building.
But part of it?
But part of it, yeah, definitely save on cost.
But this is time sensitive to me.
Moving that building also takes storage and parking from us as well.
Can the dog pound be used for anything?
Can the dog pound be used for anything?
For animals.
So,
We,
I mean,
Okay,
can you store
Josh,
any
what's your
lawnmowers in there?
projection?
no, it ain't
No,
near
it's
big
just
enough. It's just one little
I've never been
walk
in
we
there.
could
Yeah,
fit in.
it's-
Okay.
What is your projection on room and materials that will be needed in order for you all to have an operable?
Just very,
Maintenance
just to
shed.
get building secure would be a lot.
Hold on just a second, I can't hear. Just a second. Go ahead, Josh and then Betty, just a second.
Just getting the building to secure and keep it from flooding would just be a big plus. We'd have
Okay.
storage room for everything, and it would at least help out.
Do you have a projection on what materials are needed for that and what are the costs?
Yes, actually, I don't have the cost. They did get my bids into me today. They said bids would be ready tomorrow.
Okay. As soon as you have those bids, could you turn them into us,
I
please?
absolutely will.
Betty, Jim?
Yes, I did. I didn't know that the court was moving in over there. It hasn't been discussed in a meeting.
It was rolled on in a meeting, Betty.
When? Not for court.
So Betty, why don't you get with Jesse, and you can pull up the minutes from the past meetings and you go over there. So Josh, go ahead, Marlene.
I just have a quick question. I'd already talked with you and Jesse kind of about it, about having those engineers from Fort Leonard would come and help out the best that they can on this. What do you think about that, Josh? Manpower, extra manpower?
I'm all for it.
I mean, I guess my next question would be, would the maintenance guys be able to knock this off easily?
It will, like I said, it's
It'll be a
gonna be a slow process with the backhoe trying to break that down.
But
Like I
if-
said, we worked on it for a few hours, just got a few minutes.
But
If we get extra
if we could get the
manpower.
county to come out with one of their large road
Right.
graders, that could be knocked
Oh,
out in
yes,
no time.
definitely, definitely.
Okay, well, I tell you what I will do. I will make that call to the county tomorrow for you and let you know what they can do, if anything,
Right.
and get back with you on that.
Now, I think there is something that we can take right now, which is we can consider, or we can move quicker on getting rid of scrap. There's some wood we could put up for closed bid. There's some vehicles we can put up for closed bid. Does the council have any intentions with these old vehicles, or would putting them up for closed bid be advantageous?
Mayor, for clarification, are you talking about closed bid, or are you talking about scrapping out?
We could look at both options. There are vehicles, my suggestion would be, let's look and see if we can get bids at all for any of those old vehicles.
I can't speak for, Gary, but, we got that one ton down there, and, it's beyond repairs.
They don't want them, they've already built.
That's basically our biggest, we got old generators, old plows, just a bunch of old stuff.
I think I saw 2 tractors.
Was there a camel?
How many tractors?
The other, all tractors were that.
All the tractors.
All the tractors, we got the little red tractor.
And you still use those?
Yeah, oh yeah. oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Old generators, old
Is that
army,
scrappable?
yeah, old army kind of hook on a truck and
That's
pull.
what it's.
Just old,
Right. And
old
was these out
stuff
for scrap metal?
Yeah.
that hasn't ran in
It's out
probably,
there for years.
right, right.
Did the chamber ever come and get their whatever thing they had down there?
No,
Why are we storing it there? What is it, a trailer or something?
yeah, it's, I guess.
Did they use that for cow days?
I can't speak
I think it's their
about
ice
that.
cream, I think it's their ice cream trailer for Cowboys.
Well, why are we storing it on city property?
I don't know, something that was done before.
They just brought it down there.
That and the
They
bleachers.
just brought it down.
I don't think there's bleachers there anymore.
They've moved those, but we
Right,
were storing
We
them.
was storing them, yeah.
They didn't ask.
Well, maybe they did ask and nobody else was told about it.
I can't imagine they didn't ask.
I heard they never asked, Betty.
You don't think they did?
I had heard they never asked.
I just find that so hard to.
I know.
with
I
the
recall a
chamber.
meeting where they were
We had all their
donated
potty,
and
potties
the
down
city
there.
offered to allow them to keep them there.
Excuse me?
I recall a meeting where they were donated. There was some bleachers from the school that was donated to the chamber, and the city authorized them to store them at that
Right.
fenced-in yard.
The
Is that
The
Weddington?
mayor told
Yes.
Thanks for that, answer that.
Betty
me.
McPherson,
Somebody says.
when you were married, did you ever deal with getting rid of scrap or old vehicles or anything like that?
We had so little, we were thrilled to have scrap. And that's not an exaggeration. I mean, everything we didn't have a screwdriver in one piece.
Okay. My next question was gonna be, how did you get rid of the scrap, but you had the opposite problem.
You probably
so-
still have it,
We probably do.
and are still using it.
That's probably true. So,
She is absolutely correct on that.
Have the questions been asked as far as the disposal of the inoperable equipment or scrap metal laying around? Have all the questions by the council been addressed?
I do believe so.
Okay.
You guys were asking last week, but some of the public maybe was asking about the inventory that's directed to be done.
Already done.
It's been done.
And any item gets sold on the inventory sheet too.
Okay, then with that, I make a motion with regard to, what type of truck is it, Josh?
It's, I'm not sure.
Is it a 1 ton?
It's a 1 ton, GMC.
Okay, with regard to the 1-ton GMC truck, according to Josh, that is inoperable and not salvageable, that we get an estimate with regard to outright purchase, or that we get an estimate with regard to scrap metal purchase and any other items that are not being, cannot be used or are broken, whatever you wanna call it. And I make a motion that Josh start calling around to get pricing either way.
I'll second the motion.
motion's been made, it's been seconded, roll call vote.
Betty Joseph,
Yes.
Donald Fleming,
Yes.
Marlene Blackburn,
Yes.
Norm Thomas.
Yes.
Yes, 4-0, sir.
And is the council wanting that to come back for a vote to be, once he comes back with all the information, does the council want that to come back to be voted on?
Yes.
Okay.
I would think, does the council not want to see what our options are regarding outright purchase or to sell it as scrap metal?
Or what about an auction?
Either way, whatever brings us the best price.
That'd be fun.
Do you wanna amend the motion to include that it comes back for vote?
We can do that, yes. I'll make a motion that, once we ascertain the best pricing, whether it be for scrap metal or outright sale, that before the council, presented to the council to rule
So,
Okay, motion been made, it's been seconded, roll call vote.
Paige Joseph,
yes.
Don Fleming,
Yes.
Marvin Buckner,
Yes.
and Robert Thomas.
Yes.
4-0.
Okay, thank you. So Josh, it looks like we are starting to make a little bit of way forward, and maybe we see some solutions. We do need further information as far as bids go, if you can turn those
Right.
as soon as possible.
Yep.
So it appears that this conversation may need to be continued on at the next. Do you have anything further to add?
Not really.
Can I,
Please.
Marlene?
you have a jet, cover jetter,
Yes,
and we have a bad engine on that?
yes.
A what?
The jet trailer,
The jet?
we got it somewhat in shape. We've messed with it, we had several mechanics check it out, and everybody ruled it out to motor shop.
I asked if my motorcycle could be replaced, could be used as a motor, but that's a no, so.
Need a bigger conveyor belt.
Yeah, the problem is the conveyor belt, anyways.
But they
What is
priced
the cost on
They
fixing
priced
that?
this one, for $350.
$350?
It would be guaranteed run.
Who's that from?
Yes.
It would be from Alabama,
Al-
the state of Alabama.
To use motor.
Yeah.
$350 for a used motor. Now, we're still planning on, because this only has how many feet of hose?
As much feed as we want to put on it.
Right, so we can take
We can pull the hose off the road
the
truck.
old jet
throw on
truck
go.
and
Yeah.
throw onto the trailer and go on it. We probably have, what, 500 feet of hose? Okay, so, is this a company or is this just an individual that
It
has
is
a motor?
a company. I got the bid through Steve over here in town.
Is
Okay,
there a warranty on that?
Guaranteed run.
Wow.
How long?
It didn't say
Guaranteed
how
run.
long, just didn't say how long.
Right.
well, it may run one day
Just
and
wanted to
say,
tell
well, we
I want you
guaranteed it
guys.
would run.
Just like a.
It might come
May I
running
just
and it
ask one
says,
to
no, it says
update
do not
myself?
turn off.
2.3.
Yeah, just 1 second, everyone keep, okay, we have a question from the crowd, Ben Pearson, go.
Okay, you went it, because we didn't get the jet truck, you did get the pull thing, and that needed a new motor. Where did we get that?
To get what?
The pull?
The trailer?
The trailer, yeah.
We got that from American Sewer Equipment, I think, like 15 years ago.
So
Oh,
this
so
was,
we already had that.
Yeah, we just pulled it out of the weeds and have been revamping it.
And Josh
I see.
thankfully found
So
most
a
of
motor
the parts that he,
is- That's,
Right.
to that trailer,
Possible.
spread everywhere and turn that over to Steve. You know,
It just boils down to your equipment's only as good as it's maintained.
okay,
that's true.
You know, if you don't pull maintenance on something, it ain't gonna last you any time at all.
right.
And that's just sad fact.
Josh, how hard is it for you to get with Steve to see what type of warranty they offered? I mean, if they say it's guaranteed to run, how long do they have warranty?
I
Is
could
it
probably
30,
step up
60,
and call.
90 days, 1 year,
I would
2 year
almost
warranty?
probably say 30 days. I would
Well, let's not
but
go
I
on
can
it
find out.
probably.
I can
Can
call
you
them.
find out?
I step out now and call.
Okay,
I
if
have
you
a
would.
question.
Can I ask
Back
one
to the
more
maintenance
question?
thing.
yes.
Did you ever find out if on the jet truck, if we get that, PCO, whatever it's called, if that one individual could, get an element? You know,
They
No
gotta
issues.
redo everything.
I have a question.
Yes,
on
ma'am.
the jet truck. Is it sitting over at the,
That's the old maintenance shop.
okay, was it over at the country club? But it wasn't running? How did it get over there?
It runs.
It runs.
It runs. We got it running.
Uh-huh,
We've got it running, but nothing else.
yeah. Why is it left over there? Because it won't start again?
No, they paid us to go over there and use some water. Their well pump went out,
Mhm.
so we was just feeding their pump. It just, we ain't got a pump on it, so we just put a garden hose on the back sprocket and open it up and just drip the
Oh, I
water.
see, and so, and then it watered the lawn?
Right, just to help prime the pumps.
Oh, okay. Just curious, I had some phone calls about it
Yeah.
being out, sitting over there.
It was out doing work. Okay, Marlene?
Water.
Great.
With regard to, housing, the equipment, my understanding is that if we would have gotten a jet truck, that type of equipment would need to be housed, because if it's not, it gets cold, then it would ruin.
Right.
Does that apply to this trailer as well? Okay.
We, normally in the past, we stored it in the treatment plant garage. We backed it right in the garage and it was there all winter long with heat.
So do we still have that space available?
And I think with what we were talking about down there at the other maintenance shop is looking at adding on a bay,
A 30 by 40.
which would store a lot of their equipment. We would
30
just
by
have-
40 bay?
Yes. We would just have to lay down a pad.
It would
put
be
up
enough to park
poles.
the trash truck in, jet trailer in, everything we need, the
And-
sludge truck.
Well, the garage doors that's currently at the...
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. And as far as I'm concerned, because we won't be needing them for new city hall, I make a motion, do we have to make a motion to give them the garage doors?
Just ours.
You got them.
Okay.
Everybody okay with that?
Not tomorrow.
Yeah. No, not tomorrow. I understand.
that because they ain't
getting packed up
tonight.
Upon the doors being removed.
taking those garage doors.
Might wanna make a motion on the
It's gonna be
time
long.
frame.
It's gonna be a
New
long,
addition
so,
is gonna be
Now, on the
different.
time frame, we will need to make a motion.
yeah. Okay. Okay, that's great. So, Josh, if you wanna step out and make that phone call and see what kind of written warranty they will
Gotcha.
give us regarding that, then we're in a better position, I believe, as a council to make an informed decision.
I have a question real quick. Betty, did you have another comment?
No, I
Okay.
had lots, but I'm gonna save them.
We can't wait to hear them.
In the interim, while Josh is doing this,
We can talk about, so, when we came on, we found that there was an Eagleness account, and from what we can tell, the minutes state that the Eagleness account was for a new city hall. I haven't seen any ordinance directing what they're for. It was voted on again by this council that the funds would be used just to reaffirm for a new city hall. And with that being said, is the council perhaps interested in increasing the scope of the use of that account? So using some of the monies not just for the city hall, but for restoring the old maintenance building. And thereby, what we're doing is we are making a new city hall. Maintenance needs a place to go. We can restore the old place, and we kind of solve two problems.
makes sense.
Jeff, as far as can you speak to reappropriation money at all?
If it's just done by minutes, to open the account, I don't know why you could do it. My assumption is I haven't seen the minutes, but and there was no ordinance saying what it was for.
When the new council came on, when we as a new council came on, there was approximately $49,000 in that account. This council did approve the use of $4,000 for the new city hall. And for those that have had the opportunity to go over there, you can see that it's gone a long way. It's been really stretched a long way. So that would make it about approximately 45,000. That's remaining.
And we still, and a lot of those have been donated items. It wouldn't have come as far as it did but for
And we do
donations.
Right.
We greatly thank everybody who has donated to the new city hall.
Whether it be materials, supplies, or labor.
We really appreciate everything you've done.
Yes. And with that said, we've got 45,000 in there. I would like to see 20,000 of it come out to complete the new city hall, which would still leave a $25,000 balance if we needed, when we need to help the new maintenance department, because we wanna get that done before we get in the dead of winter. We've got to protect our equipment, and,
Yep.
you've gotta have some place to go and to store your equipment from inclement weather.
It's not just the weather, we're also experiencing theft.
Right.
Right. Thank
Just-
you,
Just this week,
thank you.
Theft
That's a,
where?
that's a good point.
yes.
Yes.
So with that said, I think we need to move ahead and complete the new city hall as quickly as possible to allow them the materials, i.e. the garage doors, to start construction, or expand construction with the new maintenance shed. So I would propose that we take $20,000 from the Eagles Nest account, to complete the new city hall. 20,000 is my motion.
There's a motion on the table, it's been seconded, roll call vote.
I think Donna did.
Betty tells us. Betty tells you yes or no.
Yes.
Don Fleming,
Yes.
Marlene Blackburn,
Yes,
Robert Thomas.
Yes.
Passes 4-0 for additional $20,000 for the city. And I would hope that would be on phase 2, am I correct in saying that?
Is that on
I would
phase
like to
2?
see the phase 2 because I haven't, this is all I have.
Have you been down there? Since we had
Not the past two. So we're gonna vote on it.
Let the office know when you're headed down there, let them if I'm available.
We needed to vote on it. On the new part, the rest of it. This was it.
I think that you did build on all of that, Betty. It just, there may have been some tweaking on where the offices are at,
Right,
but, council did approve those offices to be set in place.
right, I know the offices, but not a courtroom.
And we haven't even got there.
We're not there
That's
yet,
a-
we haven't.
That's a whole different.
Okay, because I didn't see the plans for the
No.
courtroom,
No,
and I
we're
don't
talking
think
about
that we had
whole-
approved them.
Miss-
That's why I kept looking for this, and then I found it, so we did
Chief.
not approve it.
It was approved.
It was approved.
Yes, I made a motion here and presented the Senate bill change to move the court.
That's exactly
That was the-
right.
that was
In
the-
this building over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I even addressed the
Said
council
that
and
the
corrected
judge-
them.
Okay, well then
And-
I never saw.
The city hall didn't have to move, the court had to move.
The court had
And
to
so
move
they
it,
voted to
clerk.
move it all in one.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
That's the court had to move.
Yeah,
Yes,
this was a
ma'am.
couple months.
That's the
Or months
mandate, is separating court from the police.
Yes,
We're
that
gonna
was
go back, we're gonna
addressed.
go back to maintenance now, I think.
90 days.
Thank you, officer.
90 days guaranteed
Yes.
on the engine.
Yeah, 90 days.
For $350.
Yeah, they have known it for 3 years.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah,
the Clemson knew it,
just
knew
we
it.
What is
waited
it?
till the last minute.
Right now,
Freight, no. Freight, it counts
Like
for freight,
everything.
everything.
Yeah, everything was.
Everything was put forward.
Please, everybody.
and that will be for the delivery and everything, freight and all.
Is that
Well-
anticipation?
No.
Who's gonna put it
What do you anticipate, right?
Sorry.
No, you go ahead,
Hoping if I go down there and turn wrenches, they'll do it for pretty cheap, I'm hoping.
Who's that?
Steve.
Hoping if I go down there and turn
Didn't
wrenches,
hear
they'll do it
Steve, I
pretty cheap.
just, that's all I
Does
heard
he
was
need
I
to
hope he
scrap
turns
metal?
So 350 purchases the engine
For freight and delivery,
for freight delivery, and then we'd be looking at someone installing.
Right,
right.
but he probably, I'd have to probably.
We'd have to get some bids around.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, then I make a motion that we purchase the engine for the jet trailer in the amount of $350 with the understanding that it comes with a 90-day warranty, written warranty. The $350 is inclusive of freight and delivery.
There's a motion on the table to purchase a motor for the jet trailer. It's been seconded, roll call vote.
Betty Tilges,
Yes.
Don Fleming,
Yes.
Marlene Blackburn,
yes.
Barb Thomas.
Yes.
That's 4-0, sir.
you have anything that works?
Got some guys.
What'd she say?
Some guys,
I
that's what
mean,
we
every
got.
time you turn around.
With that being said,
That's right.
And we got a good working rate.
Josh, I believe the conversation needs to continue after we get our bids. Okay? So we will move on to bills that need to be paid.
And Josh, I, as an older person, want to commend you and your staff for working with such a
Well, you know, we try.
minimum amount of crew members for accomplishing what you have in this past month and what you're accomplishing already
We're
in
getting there.
this month. So I do want to give you thanks for that personally. I've seen what you have done, and I'm very proud of you and your crew.
And that was gonna be my
Sorry, man.
speech. I was just going to do that after the workshop before he came up. That's okay, we'll do it again. It'll be a new meeting, it'll be a new meeting. So, Crocker Small Engine Repair. It should have been like
I believe it's supposed to buy, yeah.
I got a question on that.
go ahead.
I'm a little upset about that. Why are you taking things to Crocker Engine Repair when you can't even pay S&D fee when they've had it billed since January with you guys?
We made a motion to pay
S&D
S&D
was
full.
S&D was paid on the 13th.
Was that
Well,
due
it
to
was-
our printer problems,
Yes, we've had
Jesse?
some prayer problems, which we'll get to here in a minute.
To print the checks.
And
I
the
think you
checks,
spoke with her today, didn't you?
I didn't have time to call her, but I did find out that the check's done. You know, we said it's done today, got
Okay,
done
'cause
today.
I'm her tenant, and I live next door to her, so I hear from
She
her.
won't let you out.
Just ignore her.
But we did,
But-
we made a
Our-
motion to pay.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Our
right,
printer went down.
all right.
It
Let me just say,
But that check is
you
issued.
need to say stuff to people when you say you're gonna pay them, let them know you're,
Ready.
because she gets a little irate with people. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She's had this bill since January.
Unfortunately, we have a lot of bills since January before, and to my knowledge, Crocker Small Engine Repair, we have the bill.
It's been a little less than
I
five.
don't have work, I think it's around $506.
I would like to make a motion to pay that.
There's a motion to pay the Crocker Small Engine Repair.
The motion.
There's a
is-
motion on the table for Crocker Small Engine Repair. There's been seconded, roll call vote to pay Crocker Small Engine Repair.
Big Jokers,
Yes.
Tom Honey,
Yes.
Marlon Blackburn,
Yes.
Mark Thomas.
Yes. And what is that amount again, please?
I think it's $506, we'll say 510 would be, if you want to have.
Now, the corporate business printer. So our printer went down and we've struggled with printing checks because understand the way the checks are, there was a standalone that we tried to use with the checks. It doesn't work for them, so we need, printing has been kind of an issue for the city. Does anyone here at the table have any suggestions by any chance?
I can offer one. I went online today and looked at Staples, and Staples has a program that is offered to businesses and governments for reduced pricing on supplies, equipment, and furnishings. And I found, based upon my husband's business account with them, a reduced price, which I understand is comparable to government pricing. Business and government are basically one of the same as to how Staples treats it. But I found a copier in here that was a laser monochrome all-in-one printer, copier, scan, and fax capability with wireless capability to hook to the network. Get it right here. I'll pass this along for everybody to see. It operates off of a toner, and up to 5 to 10 users can operate that one copy machine. And I'll show this around to council members, but it has a 300 sheet paper capacity, expandable to 1,340 sheets total, with the addition of one tray. It's a quick scan. It prints one sheet in 1.4 seconds. So
It's
it's
got a collator.
everything. I mean, this pretty much has everything, and you get an 8,000 page yield before you need to replace the toner cartridge. And it has ADF, which is automatic document feed. There's just pages and pages of features that it has. But my point being, we can get this thing for $349.99.
It's a good price.
Our business or government pricing.
We try that shit.
And the way I understand, we're paying about, well, we owe 1,800, is that correct? That's basically for a copy service. We don't own the copier, do we? We own the printer,
That was my question.
but we pay for the copy service.
But we've had to have them come in. I mean, this thing is, look, the hamsters and rubber bands, they're old. And they're just not putting it out anymore.
So there's not even a service agreement in place anymore, I'm sure, probably.
The problem still is the service agreement, because they're still coming down. But they're at the point right now where we're still 16, 23 of new dues. And the last one, time we had one go down was the PDs. And I had to promise them my life insurance, so they'd come down that time. And they did. But they won't come down until they get paid.
And my point is, with this price, you know, it's $600 a month for this copy service. Well, if we went through 2 printers a year, we'd only be at $600, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing with this too is, they offer a protection plan for $25.79 a month. That provides for service. If this copier breaks down and they have to send it off for repair, they'll give us one, and Staples is located right in Rollin. They'll get us one that day until ours can be repaired, or if it's not repairable, my understanding is they're gonna switch it out, give you a brand new one.
They send out service people as well.
That I don't know, because I did not get that far on it, and I did not take it upon myself to apply for the city before it was presented to the council.
How much is
To
the
vote.
toner?
The toner cartridge, I don't know. These are things that we'd have to, typically, you know, when we had our law office, the toner cartridges, it just depends on the unit, whatever. I can tell you, toner cartridges are a lot cheaper than ink cartridges. That's for sure. But you get, according to this, 8,000 pages before the replacement of a cartridge. Either way, let's say if the cartridges are $50, let's just say that, the savings is so substantial, considering we owe $1,800 that was accrued in just 3 months. Let's just be honest, with toner cartridges and everything, and like I said, it has the capability to hook up to 10 wireless. What if we bought 5 or 6 during the year that it required 40,000 copies?
Yeah, I would say
It's still much cheaper than the copy service we're paying for now. So I just wanted to bring this to the council and to the public's attention. I believe this would be great cost
I think
savings.
so too. Marlene had a comment, and we got a comment from our chief.
I'm just wondering, I mean, I would kind of like a little bit, can we table this maybe till next week till we find out more information?
We can.
I mean, I would be curious how much these folks would need to come down. I mean, if we offer them up half of what we owe them, would they,
Are you making a motion?
not yet?
But the problem with that, if I can discuss that with you,
Yeah, that's fine.
they're still charging you for a copy service. They're still charging you for every piece of paper you run through that machine.
Even when we have two of those, we have one in my office and one in PD, total of 2.
And that was my point. Part of that bill that you have for 1,800 is probably also police, because we are constantly having to be serviced as well.
The rubber bands broke.
I
years
understand.
You
ago.
know, rubber bands, doors, wheels. We bought, and Jesse can tell you, the council bought these, they were used. And they were well used. But we're trying to survive, but every time that corporate comes out, I mean, it just grows and grows.
So even if we purchase 2,
They're
one for you
outdated,
to network
need to be
through
replaced.
your office, and one to network through City Hall, because that will be eventually a separate building.
You're still
you
saving.
Excuse me?
You're still saving.
At $700, you're still saving?
There is a benefit.
The only
to-
problem we would have with that you said monochrome, we would need color.
Oh, well, it provides color.
Oh, I thought mono means
No,
white.
No,
It's
no,
color.
it provides for color. The only
Understood.
thing it doesn't do is photographs, but it does 25% down to 25% reduction and up to 100% enlargement and legal size print.
PD doesn't need photo quality, do they?
We do some photo, yes.
So we may have to look at a little bit better model.
We could look at something different,
But they
but
may have some
We're-
other models.
Our printer is currently working. My only concern would be is if we are paying for a copy service like you're saying, our corporate business bill is not gonna continue to drop. I mean, you're gonna be adding a printer, but we're still gonna be owing corporate business because we have that service over at our building.
I think what we're saying is use these printers instead of that. So it's a replacement.
so we're not being charged for each copy that comes off there.
Jesse might have to dig into this. I'm pretty sure we had a contract too.
We do, should have run with it, did not, night, but it don't take me seconds to pull up tomorrow.
Do you know when it was entered into approximately? Okay.
So with that,
But we do
it may
need
need
to
to
look
be,
at the contract,
yeah, it may need to be tabled.
yeah.
You can make a motion, just to be aware, please understand that if they go down again, that could pause everything. I mean, this put a big pause on our checks before, so just understand this is a time-sensitive issue, but, I mean, there it stands, you may need to table it.
It's Thursday. Today's Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. We've already got something scheduled for tomorrow night.
Right.
Friday too?
No, Friday. No, that's Saturday night.
No,
Friday.
So
Friday?
Town hall and city council meeting.
What's on
So,
Saturday?
but
Did you say Saturday?
No.
Friday.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And I understand that, and we need all this, we do need the specifics on that. And maybe if council would like me to, I can call to see if they'd be available, a representative from Staples, regarding the best copier for,
For what we need.
for
our
what we
needs.
need to have someone come and bring literature or explain, what the pricing is, what the warranties are. I'd be willing to do that.
I don't know what days are available for us this week. Or are you talking Friday?
Well, let's table this and I would say table this and we'll look as soon as we can get it done. So,
Okay,
the next meeting.
I want to, I'll move that we table the discussion of the corporate business printer, thing to the first available date that's available to all council.
There's a motion on the table to table.
I'll second
It's
that.
been seconded, roll call vote.
Dave Jones,
Yes.
Don Fleming,
Yes.
Bernie Blackburn,
Yes.
Robert Thomas.
Yes.
And 4-0, table, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, council.
All right, next item on the agenda is shoreline surveying and engineering
We're
LLC.
gonna table that, sir.
Oh, sorry,
I'd like to say one more thing for maintenance I forgot to add. It's very important.
we'll let you add it, go ahead.
Okay, we need meter sets.
Yes.
I have got 1 meter set left, and there's 3 that need to be replaced next week.
He sent an email and he asked if he could order it. He said you have
Oh, yeah.
That's already been.
Okay,
It's already been taken care
okay,
of.
right on.
Okay, Shoreline Surveying and Engineering LLC. Let me ask real quick before we get started in this discussion, as you are all looking at your, the contracts before you. Jeff, have you had a chance to look at this contract yet?
I got part of it, and it references bids in July, I want to say July 3rd, and I did
You haven't
not
seen
get
the
the whole thing.
I believe the
So,
council should give the lawyer time to look at this.
I agree.
That's fine.
Oh, where'd that go?
I'd also like to I also like to call the surveying company in the city, let them do that, talk to them about it. I haven't seen the bid, so I don't want to speak to the contract as a whole, but on the front page, it quotes what appears to be a flat rate for compensation, but then on the third page, it goes through several different hourly rates depending upon who is working on the project, and that's where, you know, I don't want, it's not clear to me from reading the contract whether you're spending $2,500 or whether you're agreeing to pay these hourly rates, so that's.
So you're saying you need time to contact them?
And I also asked, did you get my email that just asked about the bid that states proposed dated July 3rd? I didn't see what that was. I didn't get that sent over to me either. Yeah, I need that.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to move that we table the shoreline agreement to a later date until the attorney has time to review it.
I'll second that.
Motion on the table to table the shoreline surveying, and it's been seconded, roll call vote.
Any Tilges?
Yes.
John Fleming,
Yes.
Ronnie Blackburn,
Yes.
Robert Thomas.
Yes.
Okay, so Mayor, so Attorney gets a chance to look at it.
Okay, the new city hall is on the agenda, however, we talked about previously. Were there any other comments, or is there a motion to adjourn?
Are we going to recess?
After 5 minutes and then we'll
We're
call
gonna
a
get like
workshop?
10, 15 minutes.
Yes, that's no issue.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn, is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second, show of hands. All right, we're adjourned, there's a 15-minute break, and then we will start the public workshop for maintenance department.